This is the last one we're going to record today, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And does that mean I can drink for this one?
It does.
It does. I was going to anyway, but it's nice to have permission. Let's go. Despite only appearing in a single movie in the Aliens franchise, Jenette Vasquez managed to tear apart more alien ass than Captain Kirk did in an entire season of Star Trek. Along with gushing over how impossibly badass Jenette Vasquez is, fans of the character have spent years arguing about whether or not the character is gay, something the actress who plays her has long maintained is none of your fucking business.
I don't recall Vasquez's sexuality being mentioned in the film.
It's not at all, but that hasn't stopped gay women seeing her as a role model and assuming that she is gay, and she's actually become something of an icon for gay women. And the actress who plays her, Jeanette Goldstein, has said, "Yeah, I'm constantly approached in the street by gay women saying it's really nice for us to have some representation in that movie. You did us proud. Thanks a lot, Goldstein. Now I'm going to buy a bra from you." Because, oh yeah, Jeanette Goldstein runs a shop that sells bras for women with massive tits. That's her thing now. She just sells special high-class bras. I just like that Jenette Vasquez went from aliens.
I only need to know one thing. Where they are.
Joe Vasquez, kick ass.
Anytime, anywhere.
And then she's in Terminator 2. She's the mother who the T-1000 imitates and stabs the guy through the face. And then now she just sells bras. But I just love that idea. Yeah. Do you know what women really need? Good bras. And from my limited experience dealing with bras and women who wear them, it's yeah, women need some good fucking bras. So, it was explained to me by an ex-girlfriend of mine. It's imagine if your underwear, after you'd worn it for a couple of months, just randomly a piece of wire started poking your balls. And I was oh, why is that legal? Why do you do that? Why are companies allowed to sell this shit? It's exactly. Men would not put up with that.
Oh.
But women apparently have to. That's what Jenette Vasquez, she's no. Oh, sorry, Jenette Goldstein. The reason I'm getting confused is because the character was named after the actress.
Yeah, they're both called Jenette, aren't they?
Yeah, it's because Cameron thought she embodied the character so well, I'm naming the character after you. Because have you ever heard about how Goldstein got the role?
No.
This is a great story. She turned up to audition for Aliens, but she turned up in high heels and a miniskirt because she thought the name Aliens referred to illegal aliens, and she thought it was a movie about illegal immigrants coming to the United States. And she turned up and said, "Yeah, it was really embarrassing because I'm there in high heels, I had hair down to my waist, and everyone in there is in army fatigues." And she walked into the audition, and next to all these women wearing army fatigues, and she says, "I didn't think I was going to get it." Until obviously the director noticed I've been working out like a motherfucker for the past 6 months. I was in the best shape of my life, and they took one look at my arms and went, "Everyone else can clear out. You are Jenette Vasquez," and explained to her, "You're actually fighting aliens. Can you cut your hair off?" And I love the idea. She turned up not wearing the right outfit, completely unprepared, having no idea what the movie was, and got the role because of the arms.
All right, first assembly's in 15 people. Shag it.
I respect that so deeply. It's ridiculous. It reminds me a lot of Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2.
Right.
It's we got to talk about this. Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2, she put on 15, 20 pounds of muscle. Put the clip in of the bicep scene, where you just see how ripped Linda Hamilton is. I'm not entirely sure if this is true, but there is a rumour that that shot was put into the movie purely as a favour to Linda Hamilton in recognition of the effort she put into working out. Apparently even Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger said, yeah, she was in shape in that movie. She was buff as fuck.
Arnold, being a bodybuilder, immediately walked over and started feeling all her muscles.
And I said, "Look at how ripped you are in your deltoids." I said, "That looks fantastic."
So gay women always approach Jenette Goldstein and thank her for the way she portrayed Vasquez.
Yeah, but the thing that confuses obviously Goldstein is that she also gets a lot of straight women approaching her saying the exact same thing.
Any particular reason?
Well, apparently, some women approach Goldstein saying, "Thank you for portraying a woman on screen who isn't stereotypically feminine and has an atypical body type." And obviously, Vasquez is quite muscular in that role, as evidenced by the fact that Goldstein got the role because of the arms. But then, at the same time as that, she's also approached by a lot of women who thank her just for saying, "Thank you for just showing a woman on screen who's as capable as all the men around her, and it's never made a big deal of." Which makes a lot of sense because at no point during Aliens does any character ever comment on the fact Vasquez is a woman in a negative way, save for this single exchange.
Hey, Vasquez.
Have you ever been mistaken for a man?
No. Have you?
Oh, Vasquez.
Well, yeah, you can tell from context there that that's clearly just a bit of banter between some really good mates.
Yeah, and it establishes that Vasquez is seen as an equal amongst that group because she immediately shoots back with a one-liner that's even more cutting. The fact that Vasquez is a woman at all is completely incidental to her characterization, which I think is like nice. It's in keeping with the casting of the original Alien film. Because for people who don't know, the original Alien, none of the roles were written as being gendered, which is why everyone refers to each other by nicknames or their last name. Because the idea was they only wanted to hire the best people for the role. So every single character was just written as like, it's not gendered until we get an actor or actress who we think is the best fit for this. Which is why I was like, Ripley, the hero, ends up being a woman. And it's like, because the idea is it's the future, who gives a fuck if you're a woman or like person of colour, as long as you can get the job fucking done. And that's reflected in the casting, I like that.
So back to Vasquez. Mm-hmm. You said that women of all sexualities and all body types see that character as a role model.
Yes, I did.
What does Goldstein think of all this?
Well, in interviews, she said it's probably a lot to do with the fact she never like consciously portrayed Vasquez being one way or the other. She always just wanted to portray her as a capable woman who kicked an immense amount of ass, which apparently a lot of people resonate with, which, as you would. Like, I resonate with fucking, like, Vasquez, because if I was in, like, the future where, like, aliens are trying to eat my asshole, I would not want to be any of the male characters in, like, you know, the Aliens franchise. I would not want to be that guy in Alien Resurrection who throws the grenade and kills all his own men and then salutes as the alien, like, obliterates the back of his skull. I want to be Ellen Ripley, stood in that fucking power suit, stood there challenging an alien queen to a fist fight. I want to be Vasquez, stood there with a smart gun, just like aiming in every fucking possible direction at once. They are the two most capable characters in that entire franchise.
I love that Vasquez has that gun.
Oh, it's the best.
Like, that gun is fucking huge.
Have you ever seen like the extended universe stuff that explains what that gun is? No. This is a game, I think it's called Alien vs Predator Extinction. It's like a Command and Conquer type game, which is amazing. Buy it. It's on like PS2 for like £4. And in that game, they have like a bibliography that tells you like all the background information. And they say there was a version of that gun called the Dirty Smart Gun, where it fires nuclear-coated bullets that splinter on contact. So whenever I played as the Marines in that game, I always had the smart gunners. But in that game, it tells you that one of the things that Predators have access to, do you know, like the disc that the Predators throw?
Yeah.
They say, and this is my thing, a molecular chainsaw. Because this word always stuck in my head. Karl, what is a molecular chainsaw? Basically, do you know atoms are pretty small, aren't they?
Yeah.
Around the edge of that super awesome mega disc that like the Predators throw, they have that constantly rotating. Like it's basically a string of atoms going around like a million RPM, so they can cut you on like a molecular level. And that's why those discs cut through anything. That's like, have you ever seen Batman of the Future?
Yeah.
They have like the assassin Curare, I think that's how you pronounce the name. They basically have this assassin with a sword and cut through anything, and they say it's sharpened to the atom. So basically, the end of the sword is one atom thick, so there's nothing it can't cut through, because whatever you cut through, you always cut through the space between the atoms on the edge of it. I love that shit. And I love, like, that's why the Aliens universe is awesome, because the background, like, shit you don't care about has, like, this ridiculously awesome backstory. Like, do you know there's a Predator unit called, like, it's the Vanguard, and they have this thing called the Haywire, that's what it's called now. It's like a dark matter generator that they have on their shoulders that just, like, vaporizes any incoming projectiles. So when you play as the Predators in that game, you always have 3 of them on your back line, because any projectiles, including face huggers, get instantly vaporized by this, like, upgrade they have. It's great.
You have so much useless knowledge.
About the Alien vs Predator universe, yes I do.
In general.
Oh yeah.
So has Goldstein ever commented on the sexuality of Vasquez?
She has, and according to her, it's her belief, as the person who physically portrayed Vasquez in the movies, that Vasquez is a character who would never talk about her sexuality because it's nobody's fucking business. Goldstein's interpretation of the character is that, like, she simply doesn't care enough about the opinions of other people to ever feel like disclosing her sexuality to them. So to her, it's not important. So the idea there is, like, I'm a badass, that's all you need to know. It doesn't matter who or what I do on my spare time, that's none of your fucking business. Let's kill some goddamn aliens. And you know what? I think that's something everyone can relate to. So Brad, this video has been, in a roundabout way, about Alien. So what is your favourite alien from Alien?
Do you mean like specific individual character of Alien, or do you mean there's different types?
There's different types.
I mean, I know there's the Queen, and there's the, like, I assume called the drones.
There's the drones and the warriors. Fuck it, I'm going to go into this. In the Alien universe, there are many, many different kinds of alien. My favourite being the Rhino alien. In the shit tier game, Alien Colonial Marines, because that game's terrible, but they do have the Rhino alien, which I don't know what it's born from. It's an alien that takes on the character of a rhino.
You sure it's not born from a rhino?
Maybe, but what it does, it has a giant big face plate, like Shield on in Pokemon, and its way of attacking it just runs in a straight line and headbutts everything to death.
Well, while we're on that subject then, what character or fictional creature do you think would brew the worst kind of alien?
Well, we know that, and it's the Pred alien. Canonically, the Pred alien takes on the characteristic of, like, you know, the Predator, and every time it gets a kill, it gets stronger because it learned the tactics. Every time you have a Pred alien that gets a kill, it molts and gets stronger. So you can end up with these, like, god tier Pred aliens that are, like, mega ultra badass. Like in Borderlands, when you snipe Goliaths, and if you make them kill other enemies, they get stronger. You get like a god Goliath, you get a god alien. God Pred alien, I should say. My favourite is the Runner from Alien 3.
Right.
And in Alien Extinction, they say that the Runner alien is as fast as a cheetah, and it strikes with the force of a sledgehammer. And one of the things they give it is, and this is my favourite, this is why I love it so much, one of the upgrades you can buy for that alien is the ability to explode. And they say, when subjected to heat, do you know, at the end of it, it's a reference to Alien 3. Do you know, when the alien jumps into, like, the molten steel, and it comes out and it explodes and the water hits it. When heat hits it, its internal organs recognise that the alien's going to die and cause it to self-detonate. So it just detonates. So it's like an alien that's as fast as a cheetah, strikes with the force of a sledgehammer, and explodes when you try and kill it. It's like, fuck you. Well, the thing is that the idea of face huggers as well has always cracked me up because, again, Alien Extinction, they introduced a kind of thing called the Carrier. And do you know what that alien's purpose is?
Is it to fire face huggers at people?
Yes. It has spines on its back that face huggers live on, and its purpose is to throw face huggers at people. And the thing is, like, Predators, like, they fight the aliens, like, canonically, so they can, like, deflect face huggers. They can't deflect 6 face huggers. So there's, like, an army of, like, carriers, just, like, throwing face huggers at everybody. It's great.